Right, I'm gonna record this meeting. I gotta start recording us more. And because some of the things that we talk about is not for everybody, but some of the things that we talk about, the people need to hear because we have some really sensitive information. And I think some very, not think, but I know some very powerful information that the public is not really getting anywhere else. Now, we're gonna start the meeting off the Family Cash Machine today with this Indian government. The Indian government is preparing. I need somebody to mute their mic. Okay, I'm gonna mute you. The Indian government is getting ready to ban cryptocurrency totally. Now it's interesting because the Indian government about 2019 or 18, about 18 and 19, I think it's around 19, they they had their country believing that cryptocurrency was a Ponzi scheme, that Bitcoin was a Ponzi. And so they had everybody believing that. So they kind of were not really that engaged in it. Their economy crashed, I think around 2017, 18. And they just, I mean, crashed in 2018. Totally just, it crashed. And I know Bombay is one of the poorest cities in the world. And so this country has over 1 point something billion people in India. And so it's very important for their government to keep control of the people. And it's very important for their government to not allow people to think independently. And being in poverty is one of the easiest ways for a government to control people because it's easy for people to be controlled when they don't have education, when they don't have resources. They're pretty easily controlled. And so in these poor countries like this, the government has a little too much power over the people's decisions and their lives. They're interacting in every single aspect of their lives, whether it's money, whether it's even having children. China can dictate how many children you can have. I mean, it's just government is just too much involved in their everyday lives. And whenever government has too much involvement in everything, everything goes haywire and you lose your freedoms. But they're now talking about, let me go back. They first like said that crypto wasn't real. And so when Facebook came out and announced that they were coming out with a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin went from 3,000 to 9,000, like within weeks. It just shot up in around 2019. It went crazy. And most of the reason was the huge surge of individuals from India. Now, also, India has some of the most engineers in this technology. It's interesting because most of the top engineers are out of India right now. India has one of the top engineering schools in the world. Chrysler, all of these top corporations hire from India. They have some of the top programmers in the world. So I would assume the programmers know better. They know that this technology is for real. But what do you do when your government is banning the technology? Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because cryptocurrency was actually started because there's 2 billion people in the world that don't have access to banking for whatever reason. Some people don't have adequate identification, birth certificates. Some countries don't have social. So, I mean, it's just very, very difficult for these individuals to assume a banking account. Now, being here in Santo Domingo, I was, helping take care of one kid. He didn't even know his birthday. I was trying to find out his birthday, and his parents never told him because they didn't want to feel responsible to have to buy him something on his birthday because they were that poor. So he knows the month, but he didn't know the actual day. So again, there's people like that in the world. We are fortunate as Americans to have a birth certificate and know the day we born and stuff like that. Even though there's a whole legal scandalous thing that goes on with your birth certificate and your social. They even trade you and they create bonds on you and trade it on Wall Street. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, to say the least, we still know the day we were born. It's recorded. But again, a lot of countries don't have bank accounts. So cryptocurrency, one of the reasons it was created for peer-to-peer transactions. So 85% of the world has phones. I don't care. There's people in Africa with no running water and they have phones. Now, I bought this article up because I wanted you guys to understand this is a war. It is a war going on, okay? These governments are trying to shut down cryptocurrency, and they're trying to control the masses of the people. And this has been going on for centuries. And there's been an enemy amongst the masses of the people that is not in the best interest of the people, but they've been hidden for so long. And so cryptocurrency is forcing the wicked ones to stick their head out. The ones that's opposing the freedom of the people, the ones that's opposing freedom of transactions, freedom of money, freedom of prosperity, they're now forced to stick their head up. So this article talks about the Indian Federal Reserve, or the Indian Central Bank, is putting the mandate down on the Indian government to shut down and ban cryptocurrency. Now, if you haven't seen any videos in India, the policemen, they straight hit you with sticks in India. I mean, they beat people with sticks in India. I want to go to India. I want to see the Taj Mahal. I want to see some of the beautiful things there, but I'm not going to get hit by no damn stick. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna happen. So, you know, it's gonna be a hell of a showdown. Somebody try to pull out a stick and whoop me like a little kid. It ain't going down. I don't go to the gym every day for nothing. I'm not one of them dudes running around with guns and don't use them. I will put them guns on somebody for real. They're not finna hit me with no stick. No, but they do that to their people. And the people just, you know, they just, oh, you know, they hit them with sticks. And a lot of them don't even have guns. They hit you with sticks and they run, you know, because again, it's a very poor country. And when you don't have adequate means, food, shelter, and clothing, when you don't have proper education, when you feel so deprived and you feel so oppressed, you know, it does something to your psychology, to your psyche. It does something to you. You know, it makes you feel inadequate and have a low self-esteem, and they just take advantage of that, you know. But I don't think they would try that with foreigners. I mean, they know their people. Of course, I don't look Indian, so you know I can't pull that off. In Santo Domingo here, you know, when I start speaking English, people look at me like, "Oh my God, he's not Dominican," and they don't realize that Dominicans and blacks, we're the same people. It's just we got conquered by different conquerors. One got conquered by English, one got conquered by Belgium, one got conquered by Spaniards, one got conquered by French, but we the same people. We just speak different languages. So, you know, it's just interesting how we've been divided by speech, by hair. Oh, they got good hair. They must not be black. That's not true. We have black people in the Solomon Islands. They got blonde hair and blue eyes, and they darker than me. So we have so many people all over the world. And you go to Ethiopia, that's one of the oldest countries in the world. They got straight hair, they got curly hair, they got slanted eyes, they got so many different characteristics. And that's not what makes you black. What makes you black is the melanin in your skin. Some of the first Chinese in the Ming Dynasty were dark, dark, dark. When you go to Japan and you go up in the mountains with the wise men, the masters, they dark, dark, dark with nappy hair, Japanese. So everywhere you go in the world, we the first people on this planet. They can't deny it. And so it's very imperative for them to suppress this information and suppress the masses of the people so a small group of people can continue to rule and regulate and mandate, you know, what's going to be. It's a small group of people doing this, and they've been hidden for so long. But now with cryptocurrency, they're being forced to come out and manifest who they are. That's what's going on. So it's a shame to me that 1 point something billion people are being denied freedom of transactions. Because if more of them had access to transacting small amounts of money, that could grow and recyclate itself into, you know, a bigger amount of money. It could create economic development and community development of transacting. But again, you know, they bringing the hammer down on India, and India is suffering right now. Its economy is crap. So cryptocurrency might be the best idea for it in the world, is something like that can stimulate, you know, transactions. But again, we have an enemy. And that's why I tell you guys all the time that this cryptocurrency thing that we're into, it's a big, big deal. It's one of the most innovative technologies ever in the world, but at the same time, it's dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous times in history because there's a battle to continue to oppress and suppress the people through controlling money. And by them controlling money and businesses and corporations, they can control the world. And so cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, it decentralizes. It just breaks up the centralization and it redistributes the wealth. And this is a big problem. So again, I thought that that needed to be addressed, that we're at war. This is a war, nevertheless. To never make a mistake about it. And you have to be very careful and understand who the enemy is and how they're moving and what their objective is. And then that way you can, you can you can maneuver and there's a lot of soldiers that go to war and come back without a scratch on them. So they don't do that without studying their enemy. They don't do that without training and preparing. And so this is a part of our training and our preparing. It's more mental and spiritual. We're understanding the battle. Why would a country ban cryptocurrency? It's technology. It's not, well, I guess it is harming their government. It's disrupting their control because it's disrupting money. But guess what? Their money already crashed in India. It hit rock bottom. The whole economy flipped over. I mean, people were going to the bank and they only let you get out $100. That's it. You couldn't take no more than $100 out the bank in India for a while. It was shut down. Banks had closed down. A lot of banks went under, took people money, everything. It just went belly up. So at a time when it went belly up, you're stifling a technology that can stimulate the economy and help the people. Shame on you. Shame on you. But they don't care about the people. They don't care about prosperity. They only care about control. And this time is up. This is the last, we in them days. I'm not gonna say the last days, but the last days of this wickedness and this type of rule. It's over with. They can't, they're doing everything they can to prolong this system, but it's crumbling and it's gonna continue to crumble. And even the Federal Reserve and central banks lost control of everything. They doing all kind of different stuff and trying all kind of things, and none of it is working because it's just too much. The whole global economy it's just too burdened down with debt, and the whole system, they pretty much have I would say worn out their knowledge of how to manipulate and control. It's pretty much exhausted itself, and they're trying to come up with more diabolical ways to grab to continue to maintain their control. That's what I'm seeing. And so it's a very, very dangerous time to live in as well, because, in order to liberate the people, you got to move a certain way. You really do. You can't just be out there just doing it, too recklessly. You have to maneuver like you got to maneuver real wise and understand what's going on. But again, like I said, India, 1 point something billion people are being denied of using cryptocurrency when they need cryptocurrency to help stimulate their economy. If you go look at the videos of Venezuela, their whole economy crashed, and Dash Coin and Bitcoin Cash, they're allowing businesses to still thrive because people, cab drivers, Uber drivers, they're using Dash on their phone because Dash still has value when their money has no value. So it's a lot of businesses that are right now in Venezuela thriving off of Dash, and the media is not covering that. They're talking more about Maduro is a drug dealer. Maduro is falsely holding presidency. Maduro is what else they say, a terrorist. Maduro is a dictator. All this other stuff they're trying to focus you on. Oh, Maduro's coming out with a cryptocurrency that's backed by oil. It's not gonna make it. It's gonna crash. But they're not talking about the businesses right now that are thriving off of Dash Coin, Bitcoin Cash. There's huge communities now, businesses, thousands of businesses that are accepting Dash right now in Venezuela, and they're able to maintain their business because these coins have value, and so that value can be exchanged for their goods and services and maintain their business. Nobody's talking about that. So again, this is a very, very interesting time we're living in, but at the same time, it's not hard to see who the enemies are. They're making themselves bold right now. So the other piece of story I wanted to talk about quickly is I'm reading this one story about a hedge fund. It's a cryptocurrency hedge fund that has defrauded over $100 million of its investors, and the owners of this is facing some jail time. But this technology is not really made for hedge funds and contracts and all this stuff. This stuff is highly manipulative, because when you start putting Bitcoin and crypto and these hedge funds and putting them in options and futures, this is how they control the price of gold. With the economy crashing the way it's crashing, with prices going up, with inflation, with all this other stuff, why is gold prices not going up? Why is gold prices kind of, it's only $1,800 or something an ounce. It's not really moving. Why? Because all these contracts, all these futures that they have, they're suppressing the true value of gold. They're manipulating the value through contracts. When you understand how futures and options work, which I know Charles does, it's something to keep the price maintained so you can have this product in the future, but lock in a price today. And so there's so many contracts on gold and silver. We don't even know what these commodities are really worth, because there's billions, if not trillions of dollars in contracts and options that are suppressing the value, holding it down in the contract and not allowing it to really reach its true market value. But what's going to happen is when the US dollar starts to inflate and crash, then you're going to see these commodities skyrocket, because the dollar won't have the power to hold it and suppress it down. But again, like I said, I just didn't want Bitcoin to have all these options and all of these, futures and hedge funds. I didn't want that, because I know that could be used to manipulate the value. But guess what? The thing about cryptocurrency is it's not just Bitcoin. Gold is just gold. Silver is just silver. It's not but one silver. It's not but one gold. But guess what? Cryptocurrency, you just talked about Jim Jones got a crypto. Akon got a crypto. Family Cash Machine got a crypto. Anybody can come up with a crypto and drive value to it. And there's probably over, I would say it's over 10,000 cryptocurrency that we know of. There's a whole lot of people that don't have them on markets. Like Family Cash Machine is not on the market yet. Once we put it on a actual exchange, then we can say, hey, it's active. But we do have a real cryptocurrency with a real smart contract. And at any time, we can drive value to it. Let's say we encourage a lot of urban businesses to use our coin. That coin will start going up. It'll get value, even if it's only $1 a coin. $1 Fam Cash coin is still $1. $10 Fam Cash coin is still $10. It doesn't matter. So one of the beautiful things about cryptocurrency is there's so many avenues and so many different cryptocurrencies where value can be driven to, and they can't stop it. I was listening to Peter Schiff talking about value and price is different. He's right. Price is different. I can say the Fam Cash coin, I can say the price is $10 a coin. That doesn't mean it's $10 a coin. But value is what cryptocurrency creates, because every coin has a set number. This is what Peter Schiff is not looking at. When a cryptocurrency has a price, that price is its value, because it's on an exchange where anybody in the public can buy it, sell it, and they all buying it and selling it. They're using some other commodity to exchange it, whether it be USD, whether it be euro, whether it be gold, whether it be silver, whether it be Bitcoin, whatever they're using to obtain a certain cryptocurrency, Ethereum, whatever they buy the Family Cash Machine coin with, it's going to create more and more value for that coin. So it's not just a number, a price. He's wrong with it. Oh, Bitcoin it's just the price. It's not what it's really worth. Well, how come I can put it on any exchange, thousands of exchanges, and it sell for that price? Because that's the value. So he's right. Value and price is different. If I put a Bitcoin out and say, hey, give me 200,000 for it, and it doesn't sell, that's the price that I gave. It's not the value. But when you have it on an open public market and people are actually agreeing to buy and sell at a certain price, that is the value. Now, talking about value, there's only a set number of each cryptocurrency. And as the demand for each cryptocurrency grows and grows and grows, and each one of them cryptocurrencies actually have a function, and as the demand grows and grows and grows, and the supply is not growing, guess what happens? A thing called value. Duh. And so he just totally, he's in a bubble somewhere. I don't know where he's at with his concept about value. But at the same time, he has a ulterior motive because he sells gold. So maybe he just wants to keep the gold thing going. And it's really embarrassing when you want to stay in your way and not grow with modern technology or grow with, it'd be just like me saying, hey, I don't want to get a surgery on my cancer because we didn't do that 2,000 years ago. We didn't get surgeries 2,000 years ago, so I don't want a surgery. That would be almost just idiotic to do something like that. So again, we have to grow with technology, and we have to grow with the modern. I need you guys to mute. We have to grow, and so and that's what it is. He's just not growing from his concept of for so many thousands of years, gold was it. It was just gold, and that was it. But guess what? We didn't have the internet, and he's sticking to his. Peter Schiff is just like the other financial gurus that been around so long. For 30, 40, 50 years of their life, gold has been the go-to, and they're looking in history for thousands of years. Every time an economy or any country crashed its currency, they went to gold. I mean, over and over and over again. But remember, that was before the internet. Since the internet, we had something else that became very valuable. You know what that is? Information. Because when you first got on the internet, I first got on the internet, start browsing AOL. First it was AOL, now it's Google. And companies pay millions and billions of dollars for your data. What kind of toilet paper he buy? What kind of cereal does he like? What kind of women amenities that they buy? All this information is powerful. All of this information is not just, even governments search to see who's trying to make a bomb, who's trying to pull up certain chemicals. This information is valuable. It's just like, it's the new gold. Data is the new gold. And so if all value was just pertaining to physical objects, like what Peter Schiff and the other gold financial people are talking about, I can go down the list. There's a whole bunch of people that just see gold and silver and physical commodities as value. If that was true, how did Google become $1 trillion company? They don't have gold. They don't have silver. They have data. They have information. So with Bitcoin, basically, most people don't understand is it's data that's encrypted. Because one of the number one problems in the world right now is hackers. So when you can encrypt the data and you can have billions and millions of transactions that the whole world could see, and nobody can cheat this system. Nobody can cheat you out your money. You can't tell me that's not valuable. That is most valuable when I can look at my transactions, and if like if the bank tells me, hey, we sent you that money. Who am I to say you didn't send it to me? I mean, I can argue with them all day long, but who's going to win? They can show me their little ledger and say, hey, here it is right here. We sent it. What am I going to say? But when you have the blockchain, when I can look at my wallet address, anybody can go on there and look at my wallet address and look at their sending wallet address and see, everybody can see it was not sent. We all can confirm and we can all verify every transaction. And you telling me that's not valuable, that doesn't have value, that has a lot of value, because now we don't have to trust when it comes to money. We can confirm, we can verify, and we can all, see these transactions for what they are. And that's, to me, is very powerful. And also we can protect our data. We can protect our data and not allow people to manipulate our information for their own selfish means or whatever motives these corporations and governments have, and they misuse your information against you. So now we can create privacy of our information. And if that's not valuable, I don't know what is. So again, we have to evolve. I see cryptocurrency as the evolution of money. How about that? It's the evolution of money. And these old guys better evolve in their concept, because like I said, the millennials, they're not looking for no gold. They're not looking for no gold. They're gonna be right here on their iPhone, and they're gonna be getting Bitcoins and whatever kind of digital product they can get right on their fingertips. They're not going to look for no gold. I don't see these youngsters looking for no silver and no gold. They're gonna be downloading digitally, like they download their music, they download their books, they download their apps. These are app generations. And so this is what's giving this more value, because we're in a digital technological era, and that's the adoption of that digital currency or that cryptocurrency is going to be more appeasing to a generation of people who grew up with these phones. I didn't grow up with these phones. You know, when I first got a cell phone, I was paying $4,000 a month for my bill. I mean, it was everybody didn't have no phone. But now you can get a phone bill for $50, $40, $50 a month. But when I first got a phone, it was, you know, I mean, I remember when I first got my first beeper, it was like, wow, people can actually page me. I mean, it was exciting, you know. And I remember the first flip phones. I saw flip phones on Star Trek growing up. I thought it was the coolest thing when I saw the flip phone that Captain Kirk bloop, 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 was like, oh my God, that's so futuristic. Pull out a flip phone now and watch how many people laugh you under the table. So you have to evolve with things. You can't stay back there. So again, it's a war. It's a war going on with money. And it's a good time to have a war with money, because the current system is crashing. So it's going to be pretty hard for them to maintain that argument. So they're trying to go to a digital coin so they can deceive everybody to think, oh yeah, this is the real right here, because this is regulated by our government. This is regulated by banks. We stand behind this. Of course you do, because you control it. You control the value, you control the distribution, you monitor everybody's usage, and you taxing everybody. Now, all of these checks you guys see, this checks is going out. They already got a $4.4 trillion bill on the table. They just passed 1.9 trillion. They got a $4.4 trillion they're getting ready to pass. It's already been almost $20 trillion thrown at this whole pandemic and this whole stimulus. Okay, even more money that we don't see that's been with the what they call the bank repos. See, that's indefinite now. That it doesn't have a deadline on that. The Federal Reserve will continue to print money to bail out banks. Okay, and that's why I got mad at Joe Biden for passing that one little bill he put into the stimulus that most people are not aware of, where debt collectors could actually confiscate and garnish your check. And so I'm telling everybody that's watching this video, when you get a check, liquidate it immediately, get it out the banks, put it in Bitcoin, put it in some kind of cryptocurrency, come to the Family Cash scene so we can actually show you how to make that grow in a decentralized manner, not in your name, but still grow nevertheless. And it's out of the matrix, because they have the right now to garnish. Now the first two stimuluses, the Congress passed the clause to disallow that private debt or collectors or any kind of debt collector to confiscate your money. They passed a bill to block them. Well, Joe Biden, who everybody voted for, your guy, he passed a law for the banks and other debt collectors to be able to garnish it. And guess what? The banks, the banking association, the credit association, the FDIC, all of these people sent a letter to Joe Biden and said, no, don't do that to the American public. Now, I thought that was interesting. Here's Joe Biden, supposed to be the people's hero. First thing you do is stab you in the back. And all the banks said, no, don't do that. It's okay. We got our money. You guys gave us billions of dollars of stimulus. We're okay. Don't do that to the public. Whose side are you on, Joe? What's going on? Shame on you. I was very upset with him for doing that, because people need this money, man. This is nothing. This ain't even a drop in a bucket. People had to close their businesses. People lost their businesses. There's people right now threatening to lose their place to live. And I mean, come on now. For him to do that, he's not the American champion. He's never been. He's been in Congress for 47 years. There's nothing changed in Congress. Why would you think this guy is going to change something? He's been in there for 47 years. Ain't nothing changed. So again, the people have to believe in themselves and God. We got to take charge of our own financial future. We have to take charge. We can't trust government. We need to be taking whatever they're giving us right now and investing in ourselves. That's what we need to be doing. And using our God-given intelligence and using this industry, which protects you and it grows. It has a real capitalization rate. There's no capitalization rate on gold because they don't know how much gold it is. There's no capitalization rate on silver or even currencies because they don't know how much it is. It's impossible for them to actually come up with a real cap rate because there's no finality. There's no final number. There's no set number where you can start a formula. You need these different numbers to be able to come up with an equation. And so we have that in cryptocurrency. We know exactly per coin what Bitcoin is because it's 21 million. There's so much money that already came in, which is the cap rate. And then, I mean, we have the overall number that's coming in, and then we just divide that by each coin, and you got a price per coin. Duh, it's not hard. Numbers are gonna add up. We don't need Congress or a bank or anybody to double check the numbers. Numbers are the numbers. And so this is where we at. I'm so excited that we actually have accountability now. We have a cryptocurrency that we can not only use as money, but like I said, it can be programmed to do certain tasks. Wow. You know, now they have the IOTA's been out for a while, and IOTA is going to be basically for appliances, and most appliances, refrigerators, all these other utensils will be able to use that digital currency. Wow. So it's a digital currency mainly for, you know, robotics, AI, your car, whatever will be able to spend money. There's never been a time in history that objects, other than human beings, objects will be able to spend money now with your permission. You know, you'll be able to program, you know, your refrigerator, certain stuff is low. It can just order it and buy it with cryptocurrency, a digital currency. And of course, you know, they got delivery and all that with the groceries. I mean, we headed towards that future. We headed towards some futuristic things. And there's some people at the top that are afraid that technology may be used to free the people even more. So they want to try to get a hold on it. And by getting a hold on that, they're basically getting a hold on us, and they're putting us more in a more dangerous type of servitude, because with digital technology, you think you have restrictions now. My goodness, they can have drones, they can have cameras everywhere, and they can even implant things in you and know all your whereabouts and see you on a computer everywhere you go, everything you do. Even when you're making love to your wife, they'll be able to tell by your heartbeat and your brain rap and your eye rapid motion and all that. That's too much. That's too much information. I'm sorry. That's too much information. And so we're in a battle right now. We're in a war to use technology to free us and not to enslave us. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and open up. Anybody got any questions that they want to ask about what's going on with the family caption or where we headed, or anything you want to add to the conversation? This is the time to do it. Just raise your hand. Okay, nobody got nothing to say. I know we got somebody got a question. It's good to go ahead. Oh yeah, I see Jordan. I see Winslow. 1 second. I'm gonna let you go, brother Jordan. Go ahead.
Yeah, knowing what we know about digital currency and cryptocurrency, we have a coin. Where do you see our coin going? Like, how far do you think you'll take the coin?
That's a good answer, a good question. We don't know how far it can go, but we do want to use our coins for people to purchase our courses. We want to use our coin for probably some DeFi for people to do loans with the coin. Well, that's what we want to program it to have a voting algorithm. So as the family cash machine grow and grow and grow, it won't be one or two people making the decisions. It'll be the community through a voting algorithm, just hitting one button on your phone, and within seconds, we'll know, okay, what our next move or what we agree on certain things we might want to add, certain services or certain business ventures that we might do or whatever. We definitely want a voting algorithm, but I do want to see more small businesses use our coin as well. We want to give it a lot of usability. So it could grow and amass into a lot of wealth. And it's beautiful because we've never understood how to grow wealth or grow value. We've always been since we've been in America using dead presidents. There's never been a time when we was able to create our own money. And so it's one thing to create your own money, but it's a whole nother thing to understand how to give it value. And we understand that now. We understand usability. The more usability we give this coin, the more people use it, the more value it's going to create. So that's what we see it going. We see us creating our own currency, and we see other people creating their own currency. And it's not like people might think, well, if anybody can create a currency, that's gonna make hyperinflation. Not really. Not if different currencies have different functions. Again, like I said, we have programmable money now. We have money that can be programmed to do a certain task. Like we talked about the theta the other day. This is the coin. Oh, I leaked that out on the call. That coin has an ability to enhance streaming. And so if someone wants to loan their bandwidth out while they're asleep on your computer, everybody got computers at home or whatever, and you can loan that out, your bandwidth, to this company, and they pay you in their coin. That's a different functionality. So if each function has its own currency, that can empower the people. And it won't be this 26 people in the world that control 50% of the wealth, because that's centralization, because they control certain industries. Like, for instance, there's 6 companies, man. There's 6 companies that control all the media. Radio stations all over the world, millions of radio stations, millions of TV stations are all controlled by 6 entities. This is the problem in the world. So it's not a bad thing that we're coming up with different currencies, because it is through currency that they actually enslave in the public. It's through the control of currency, and not just controlling the currency, they control the value of it. Do you know how many currencies in the world? There's thousands and thousands of currencies. So they can't tell me that we can't come up now with different currencies that are programmable, to have an actual function to them. It's not just a piece of paper, not backed by nothing. These currencies actually are going to have functionality. So I think that Family Caption can find its little space. We can carve out a little piece of this pie, as well. And if our community get a coin that's only worth $10, we got 300 million of them worth $10. You got, 50,000 of them. You got some money there. You got some real value. It's not about money. It's value. It's value. It's not money. I don't even want to say it's money. It's value. We're creating value, and the value is tokenized in our currency. But I definitely want to see if more of our people will use it in small businesses. Well, why would a small business want to use Family Caption coin? First of all, you off the radar. There's no 1099 with that. It's nobody even know how many you have. It's decentralized. So if you decide to take, okay, I'm going to take some Fam Cash coins for some of my services. So let's say the coin is only worth 3-4 cents, and you start taking them. Well, even if the coin worth 3 cents, if you charge somebody $10, you're going to get $10 worth of those coins. If the coin is only worth 3 cents, and you have a service that costs $100, and somebody give you $100 worth of those coins at 3 cents, you got your $100. But guess what can happen? As more and more people use that coin, that $30,000 in value that you got for whatever services, and the last year you made 100,000 and 30,000 of it in Fam Cash coin. The beauty of that is that 30,000 can turn to 60,000. You can't do that with money. You can't do that with money. So these are all the reasons why someone would want to use a digital currency, a digital cryptocurrency, an encrypted coin, a specific cryptocurrency like Fam Cash coin, because as they first start, they don't really have a lot of value. That's when you want to start using it, because it's going to grow. It's going to grow in value as more and more people use it. And also, one of the reasons you want to use it is because you can send and receive that at any time. You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to use your identification. There's so many benefits in a person using cryptocurrency. We just got to teach them the benefits. And as they learn the benefits, that's the value. That creates the value, because it's a demand for that, because now we're living in a day where the government's going to come out with their own digital currency. They're going to know every single freaking penny that you receive or send. Now, some people might think that's a good thing. I don't know how foolish they can be to think that's going to be a good thing, because that's never a good thing when governments get all in your business like that. it's not good. It's not going to be good for anyone. It's going to be worse than what you have now. Because right now, I can meet up with Jordan, give him $100, and nobody knows. I can meet up with him and give him $100. That's why they're trying to get rid of cash. They are adamant about exploding cash. They want cash to super hyperinflation. They can say, so the people can go, oh my God, money is not worth nothing. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? And the central bank will be like, we got you guys. Don't worry, we have a solution. We've been working on this. See, this is one of the oldest tricks in the book, is they create the chaos and then they come in with the solution. See, that's the dirty trick. That's the art of war. So this is what they've been doing for years. They're creating the problem so they can come in with the solution. And so if we take charge of our own finance, take charge of our own currencies and value, that's what I want to say, value, then hey, game over. So that's why I see the fam cash coin going, but we're definitely trying to find a better blockchain than Ethereum blockchain. They're having a lot of problems with fees on that blockchain, and we want smart contracts. So with smart contracts, what happens is as more and more people start using your smart contract, those fees go up. So we don't want that. We want to use a coin that's real inexpensive to send, and it's fast. Boom, boom, boom. Ethereum is pretty fast, but it's just not that inexpensive. They're trying to work on that problem now, but I don't know if they're gonna ever solve that. But we definitely need a different blockchain. It's gonna be faster and it's gonna be really inexpensive for people to send. So I hope I answered your question, Ambassador.
You did. I had a follow-up question, but
I'll let Winslow go and then I'll come back
yes.
to you.
All right.
Winslow, go ahead. What did you want to say? Winslow, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Damn phone. So I wanted to ask you or everyone in the group, have you all been approached? It seems recently I'm starting to get people starting to contact me, I guess because they know that I'm into crypto and I have some crypto. They're starting to approach me about almost, I look at them as crypto MLMs, and one of them by the name of oh wait a minute, I think it's Hyperfund Global, another company, a G999 coin, and they have this company and they have memberships that you can buy, and they're promising you high interest returns on the memberships that you purchase in. A friend of mine has sent me a couple of videos. I'm going to take a look at these videos to see what it's about. But I was just wondering if anybody else has been getting hit up from people that they may know
every
about,
day.
Every day. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me because I was confused as hell. But okay.
Okay, that's a good man. I'm glad you put that on this call because we record this call. So I want to say this, and I've said this on several videos, and I'm going to reiterate on this. I want you guys to be very careful, not just Family Capturing, people that's watching this video, be very careful because now there is so many scammers on Facebook, on Instagram, and they say, I'm a Bitcoin miner, I'm a Bitcoin trader, and they ask you for money. There's a guy on the Family Capturing, I'm not gonna say his name, and he lost $3,000 on that, but now we have him and our opportunity, the passive income opportunity we have, it's a real opportunity. And he's happy about it, and he's able to kind of make back his losses. But that's one thing I want to say. Now, but just beware. Anybody that comes into your inbox marketing something, beware. I don't care what they have, because I know how to market, and most marketers, what I do is I send out a videos. All of my videos got a link under it. They click that link, it's a landing page. Now they're on my mailing list, and now I can engage with them. But I'm always asking permission. I never pop in anybody's DM and say, hey, it's Family Capsuling. What you guys trying to do? No, don't do that. That's spam. That's spamming somebody. That's the first red flag. As real marketers, we pay for advertising. I'll pay for Facebook ads. I'll pay for YouTube. I'll pay for Bing, or I'll go do solo ads, whatever. Networkers and real marketers, we pay for advertising. We create funnels, stuff like that. We don't never go in your damn DM talking about join this, join that. That's a red flag. Soon as somebody come in my DM talking about Bitcoin or whatever, I say, I just blank them out, period. Because that's not a way to market. That's annoying, actually. That's rude. And it is spam, period. So that's the first red flag. Now, also, I want to say this. They might have a good opportunity, but if they coming at you like that, they might not be a kind of person you want to be around. I don't know. But I'm going to say this too. There's a lot of opportunities out there in the cryptocurrency space. Most of them are scams. It is what it is. And most of them are scams. There's only a few good companies out there, and that's why I'm glad we have a team, because we can analyze them. I've been in a lot of network marketing. There's a couple of people on our team that have been in a lot of different network marketings, and we know what's a good opportunity and what's not a good opportunity. Now, I'm going to say this. There's a lot of good companies like BitConnect that came out with great intentions. USI Tech. These companies were real companies. They weren't scams. But because they didn't understand the rules of engagement, I just said this video, this is war. Because they didn't understand the rules of engagement in this war, they put their companies in vulnerable positions. And I saw it, and I told you guys, at Winslow, didn't I tell the whole team, don't touch them companies, even though these companies look like they're great. They're go ahead, Winslow. Didn't I tell the whole team that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So of course, we have some team members that, oh no, Erick, Brent don't know what you're talking about, and they went over there and lost their money. I seen it coming because the way their framework was set up. I knew the SEC was gonna come after them. I knew it because with BitConnect, it was a real company. They actually had a real cryptocurrency. They had good intentions, man. They were not set up to be scammers, but because they didn't understand the rules of engagement, you can't mix the two worlds like that. You just can't do it. And so they shut them down. And of course, after everybody lost their money, it's a scam. Now it's a scam because you can't get your money back. See, but it wasn't a scam. They was actually paying people for a year and a half, 2 years. They was actually making money. People was making real money in that company. But like I said, because they poked the bear, they kept poking the bear, that bear tore they behind up. So you have to understand what not to do. USI Tech, they was doing trading, they was doing Forex for 8 years. Then they got in the crypto industry. They mixing the two together publicly. That's like mixing C4 and nitroglycerin. You're about to blow something. And so this is why we need training. This is why we have the family chemistry, so we can train people of the landmines that's out there. It's not like you can just go out there and do cryptocurrency and do all kind of other businesses. I can do anything. Yeah, you probably can if you understand the cautionary areas and the gray areas. You can do anything if you understand these areas. But you can't just be out there just carelessly just engaging in everything, because they have so many regulations in America. There's so many Forex brokers that just left America now. There's so many corporations that left America. John Landis, I think Steven Spielberg, all their companies left America because of regulations, taxes, and all this other stuff. There's so many huge brokers, and there's so many businesses now that don't even accept Americans. There's a lot of businesses that, no, if you're in America, you can. There's cryptocurrency credit cards, tons of them, won't even let Americans have it. Why? Because of regulations. Who wants a $400 million fine? So there's so many regulations because America feels like you guys belong to her, and they're the only one that's going to exploit you. Nobody else is going to help you even make any money, take your money, or put you in a position where you can really become wealthy. They don't want that. They want to keep you in control. We talked about that with India. The more they can control your income, the more they can cut down your income, then the better they feel. Now, I thought it was quite interesting when the COVID happened that 2/3, anybody that's in any business class, no, 75% of jobs, period, are provided by small businesses. Now, I thought it was quite interesting that the COVID allowed them the opportunity. They've been trying to do this for a while to shut down all the small businesses, shut down all the little man, the little entrepreneurs that employ 75% of the public. This is some serious stuff we in right now. This is it ain't over. It's only been a year. Like last year in March, I think COVID actually everything shut down. We have not yet seen the ramifications of what this is about to happen. So
the year on the 16th.
Yes, sir. So again, give it another year. If you don't plan right now and initiate a plan, that's what I love about where we at the Family Capital. We actually are initiating plans now. We're actually initiating. I was on a call yesterday doing some trading. So I'm learning more trading again. I haven't traded in a long time. It's a different market. It's a different time. It's different softwares now that I didn't have when I was trading. But I have a basic concept of trading. So we're learning more trading crypto, trading, different options and stocks. We're learning how to day trade, doing some things where we can help Family Capital members even more. We have our passive income thing we got going right now with Tron Coin. We still have our network marketing with our classes. I mean, we're creating our own destiny, our own financial destiny. We're not sitting back waiting for government to fix something. And we're not sitting back waiting to see what happened, because it's not going to get better. It's just going to get worse from here. Because like I said, so many small businesses are closed, and it's very, very threatening to the employment around the world. So again, beware of these companies, because a lot of them, like I said, they could be scams, or they could just be not set up right to create for themselves some opposition. And then you halfway in it, you got your money in it, you got your team going, you got 200-300 people with you, and all of a sudden they come and shut it down. And so that's why in the Family Capital scene, we want to keep everything decentralized. We want to keep our network marketing decentralized. We want to only entertain decentralized apps. We want to stay under the radar as much as we can. We're not asking permission, but at the same time, we're not trying to surface our names in no type of transactions. Everything we doing is wallets and numbers, decentralized numbers and wallets that really nobody know who's who. And nobody can tell me that I'm wrong for wanting some privacy. Nobody can tell me that, because, hey, I'm allowed as a human being to have a certain sense of privacy. It's nobody's business everything I'm doing. Who think they're God? Well, they need to know every single dime I make. How dare you think you just all that where I got to report to you every little thing I do? And for us to even feel like we have to report every little thing we do to somebody is a slavery mentality. It really is. So with that,
yeah. Let me just real quick, Eric.
Go ahead.
I'm so glad that you added that last piece, because that has been truly on my mind. When everything sounds good, it looks good. Oh, we got a credit card, and we got to do this, and we do that, but then when I asked the question of, am I going to be anonymous? I don't get that answer. I'm not getting that answer. And I'm like, what's the point of being in cryptocurrency if you can't be in a space where you're not being tracked, you're not being monitored? And I just look at some of these
with the credit card thing. None of them are going to be anonymous. It's just not going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we
and then you got to pay for a card. How am I going to pay for a credit card to use? And I'm like, what is that about? Like, something like, okay, I get off on the numbers that you could possibly make by getting these memberships and so forth and so on, but right. You're not looking at what I've been looking at over the last 4 or 5 years. How long we been doing this? 4 years, 5 years, 2015, 2016?
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, like the stuff that I have learned from you guys and you, Eric, like it's anonymous, and you know what I'm trying to say. Just being anonymous. You know what I'm saying? And these new platforms are not doing that.
Yeah, I want to say this though. I have to say this, that there's no way that all of us gonna just evaporate and go invisible. It's just not possible. We live in a real world, and we're gonna have to surface certain income. It's no way. I'm just saying it's nobody's business every single freaking dime that God bless my mind, my creativity to create. It's just not. I'm sorry. Because you don't own my brain, you don't own my thoughts. You didn't give me these thoughts. You didn't sacrifice with me You didn't take any risk with me. So how dare you feel like you deserve every penny I earn? I'm sorry. I just don't feel like that. I don't feel like that's fair. Nobody can make me that you can't. I don't care how much degrees you got. You can never sit and explain to me why I got to disclose every single little thing I do in my life. I'm sorry. No, nobody knows that but God. That's the only one that has right to know what you're doing. You don't have to tell him, he know. But I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna tell nobody everything I'm doing, but I'm just telling you guys, they have made us feel like from birth, the only thing is certain is death and taxes. They plant that in you as a little kid. They plant that in your brain. So as this COVID release is going, who do you think gonna pay for that? You think you got some free checks, huh? Y'all think y'all get some free money?
I want to send mine back when I get mine
Good
back.
for a rude awakening. They're already talking about going up on taxes, man. I've just heard the discussion in Congress. They have to. They have to pay for all of this stuff. There's no free ride, man. Nowhere. There's no free ride. So all this money they're going to give out, the 4 trillion, the 3 trillion, the 2 trillion, the $2,000 a month stimulus, all this money has to be paid back. And they can never pay it back. It's too much. It's never going to be paid off. Okay, you got over $600 trillion in derivatives around the world globally. Mainly, most of them started from the mortgage crisis. But I'm saying all this money has to be paid back. It could never be paid back, but they're going to attempt to tax you to death and increase your taxes to a point where you're working for nothing. So you have to maintain some type of privacy for yourself and your family, because if you listen to them, you're going to be in slavery all over again. That's what they want. So you gotta use some common sense, man. We just gotta use some common sense. And like I said, we're gonna have to, surface a little of our income and show some things, but at the same time, nobody has the right to know everything you own. Nobody. So with that, that's anything else you guys have? Okay, so I guess we'll close out the call. We'll be back Friday. And if anybody is listening to this call, you want to join the Family Capital team, because on Fridays, we go to cryptocology and we talk about different cryptocurrencies that you might want to look at, you might want to invest. The brother Jerome, I wish he was here tonight because he gave me a couple of good ones that I want to look at. I got a couple of good ones I want you guys to look at, and we're going to examine them. And we're looking at coins, man. There's 2/10 of a penny, and some of them not even a tenth of a penny. So it's like we're looking at some different cryptocurrencies that people can buy a whole lot of and could really amass to a lot of wealth, because these companies are creating functionality and they're creating technology that is really going to be in demand as this industry grows. They're going to need these different tools. And so with that, I encourage you guys to keep studying, keep on your game. And I hope everybody in here is enjoying that passive income. I am. I'm enjoying that very much. I've actually did a video where I showed everybody I pulled out $100 out of Tron coin, and I sent it to my CoinX. I actually showed it on the video, pulling it out, because people just think, there's so many companies, like Winslow said, well, you just see numbers on the screen. And that's what happened to the guy who came to me. He lost $3,000, and he said, he put $3,000 in this one company, and he had 14 grand on a screen, but it was just digits. But he couldn't touch the money. And that's not what we do here. It's like everything that you see, it's in your withdrawal, that you can withdraw immediately. Everything that you see, you can withdraw. It's in your withdrawal. It's in your wallet. So we're not playing them games with what you can't touch like that. I mean, no, it's no way. Now, I do want to tell the team, I was on a call Saturday with the owners of the smart contract, actually, not the owners, but the creators, the master distributors. And they got some big things coming. They actually got their own cryptocurrency coming. So that made me feel very comfortable, because we get 1% a day. We get 1% a day, 1% a day. And I know eventually you have to have some kind of product with that. And so they got their own coin coming out, okay? And they have been already accepted on Binance. They're going to be on Binance decentralized exchange. And they're going to also create another income for us just for bringing people to that exchange. We're getting a percentage of transactions. Wow. So they got some other things they doing. They're not trying to announce it. I heard a little bit of it, but I'm not gonna bring it out yet until it's more developed. But they're gonna have more and more things on this this smart contract platform that we're on. It's paying us 1% a day, 1.5% a day. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it because a person can put 2-3 grand in there, and in a matter of 7 months, you got some real money. You might have 12, 15,000. I mean, by doing nothing. This is what we've been looking for. We've been looking for some passive income as well as us doing whatever it is we're doing in our everyday lives. And then we got something just growing and growing over here. It might take a little while. It's not a get rich quick scheme, but at the same time, what's 7 months? What's 7 months to make 300% on your money? And it's legal and you're not doing anything, and it's decentralized. It's not in your name. So I think it's a great opportunity. Of course, a lot of people don't have a lot of money. I'm going to put together a strategy with $500, and I'm going to put together a strategy with $2,000. I'm going to write them out and show you guys within a few months, or say a year, year and a half, where you'll be. And it's different strategies, like 2 different strategies with the 500. I'm going to do 2 different strategies with the 2,000 and show you guys within 14 to 21 months, you can have some real money, like a real nice chunk of change. I'm going to show you guys those strategies. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Any more questions? Okay, well, we're going to close out. You guys have a great evening, and we'll see you guys on the next call.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Charles. Thanks, Ms.
All right,
Roxy.
good night.
See you guys. Have a great evening.
All right, y'all. Peace and
All
love.
right. Peace and love, everybody.
Okay, Antonio, Miss Champagne, you guys have a great evening.
Peace, peace, peace. Appreciate
John,
it.
I love you guys. All right, have a good one. Thaddeus, see you guys.